What's up, everybody? You're listening to episode 7 of the PS Files, your weekly PlayStation briefing. Each week, we explore the games, news, and moves surrounding PlayStation and what it could all signal for you. I'm your host, Marco. Joining me is my good friend and co-host, Pablo, and this week we're sharing our mildly delusional wish lists for Sony's next state of play. Plus, we'll also examine what went right with Cyberpunk 2077's PS5 Pro update and what went wrong with the PS5 version of Starfield, plus much more. But Pablo, first and foremost, just want to do a little check-in, see how gaming's been treating you lately. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I'm sort of on pause, waiting for the next 2026 release. So I decided to try a game that I only put a small amount of time in, and that was NieR Automata. That came out like a couple of weeks after Breath of the Wild. So when this game came out, I played it very briefly because I was right in the middle of my 200+ hour journey into Breath of the Wild, and I didn't give it its fair shake. I give it that much. But people have always talked about this game in quite a positive light. So I decided to, I talked to you first to see if even I should do this.
This is true.
You gave me some info, something to think about. I am 6 hours in now, and this is an incredible video game. This game is holy shit incredible. I don't think that this is a hot take, but I think that the prologue is among the best intros of any video game.
Absolutely.
Of the generation.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. I had no idea. I guess I had Link and Zelda on the mind when I first played this game because I was immediately enthralled, captivated by this game. When the game came out, I was seeing some things. It had some critical things about its visuals. I think whatever they were going through at that time is a personal issue that they had because this game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that the changing of perspectives is done in such a really cool way. This game it's amazing. It's amazing. Like I said, 6 hours in, and I think I'm well on my way to become part of the NieR Automata fan club. And I'm even kind of eyeing NieR Replicant, which I played. I checked. I played more than I played NieR Automata. So, man, holy crap, where have I been all my life?
Well, that's the problem, man. You have always been the person who cannot wait. You have to buy everything when it comes out, and you will juggle. You have never met a plate you wouldn't spin, my friend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And,
I love spinning plates.
And sometimes it's to your detriment because, if you had, back then, obviously, you had every right to go Zelda first because you're Zelda McGee, But this was one of those games where if you really set some time aside, and that's what I told you offline, I'm like, if you really go after it and no life it and focus on it all the way and don't just dabble or sample, you're going to get a hell of a ride. But it's only going to really be a reflection of how much you're willing to commit to it because you got a lot of runs to get through and they're very different each time. So you'll start noticing very extreme changes. It's not like it's just the same thing, but with a different cutscene. Right. It goes places. It goes lots of places.
That was one of the issues I had with the game when I went to go back, where I saw multiple playthroughs to get the true ending. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want to play the same game over and over. Now, doing my research, it's quite different. So it's multiple playthroughs because you roll credits, but there's actually part of the game. So I'm looking forward to finishing this game up this year and putting it up somewhere in my top 50, top 20 games of all time. If it's any indication of how the first 6 hours have been going, for sure.
That's awesome. Now I will warn you though, let's not let history repeat itself because there's some games coming out in the next week or two. The hits are going to start rolling, so I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle again, man.
I don't think it will. I mean, Pragmata is coming out, great reviews, but 10 hours, 12 hours is what I'm seeing in terms of playtime. So it's something that I'm looking forward to play, but it's a game that I'm going to get through pretty quickly and get back to this as soon as possible.
Gotcha.
But hey, I got curious because if people who might not know us too well, we are also huge Metal Gear Solid fans. They announced this week that the Metal Gear Solid movie is back on. And I don't think I really spoke to you about this too much.
No.
What are your thoughts on a Metal Gear movie. Do you think that works? Would that work? Can that work?
Look, man, I think we all know Hideo Kojima was a wild boy then and now.
Oh, yeah.
Then, now, and forever, like the WWE slogan. And because of that, it's one of those things where I fully expect a lot of liberties to be taken to make that story movie friendly. So I would be very selfish and very unrealistic if I sat here and said they should make a 1-for-1 adaptation of the game, because that would just confuse everybody in the movie theaters. They'd all be walking out. So I'm happy to see it, but I just want to see them kind of repurpose it in a smart way. That's all I could hope for.
Yeah. Here's my idea for the movie. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't think I think it's unfilmable. I think as a film adaptation, I don't think there's anything they can do that's going to get the fans happy, or it's going to make it something that the other people can consume who've never heard of Metal Gear Solid. I just think this is a complete waste of time, and they shouldn't do it. They've been trying to do it for years.
That's true.
They can't get the story straight. So, and the people behind the movie, the only movie that they've made is the Final Destination movie. Which was good, but I didn't see that and go, you know what they should do? A Metal Gear Solid movie.
It's a alley-oop. Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, I'm pretty relaxed about it. No one's going to ruin Metal Gear Solid for me. Right. So if they decide to make a movie out of it, fine. As long as it's not a complete abomination, then I'm okay with whatever they try to do. I just want to see this IP continue to be alive and in the zeitgeist in some form or fashion. So if they can make a halfway decent movie and put out something that's interesting enough for... If they can go the level of quality of like the Uncharted movie, I would be okay with something like that. It was retooled, it was repurposed, it was a little of every game kind of thrown in there, but it was still Uncharted enough. If they can do something that feels Metal Gear enough, I'm okay with that. But that's all. I mean, they have a lot of really interesting lore to work with, and they're going to have to make a lot of cuts. So I'm not going to be one of those fans. It's not my Metal Gear like that. Yeah, it's fine.
If you're going to really do this, there needs to be someone behind it that I can trust. Like Zach Krieger, he's doing the new Resident Evil movie. Weapons was a great movie. Yeah. I think that he could do a really good job with that. He's a super fan of the franchise, so I am really confident that he's going to make a great Resident Evil movie. But I don't have that same kind of relationship with these filmmakers that I think that they can do something.
Yeah. I would have preferred like a TV show, so you have more time to let the story breathe. Yeah. Throw more plot elements in there. So a movie is condensing a lot of things, unless it's going to be a long-ass movie. But yeah, decent is all I'm asking for, man. But good stuff you brought to the table, man. For me, I got two things to talk about real quick. I want to start with a quick little brief PS5 Pro enhanced review of Cyberpunk 2077. I did get a chance to try it out after the update. This is an incredible update. It really is good. It fixed a lot of things that I think were pretty annoying visually about the base PS5 version, in that the old FSR, which would make the game look really gritty and grainy, and there's just a lot of noise on the screen. Like a lot of that's gone. So it's like getting LASIK treatment and playing the game again. It's so much clearer. The clarity's there, the fidelity's there. It has made me really interested in kind of revisiting all my favorite spots around Night City, to kind of see what they look like now. And I, walk up close to the NPCs to see much more detail and stuff. So I think it's brought a lot of that game's world and characters to light a lot more. And then the other part of it is like the ray tracing add-ons, I think, have added a lot more to that game as well. When you go into Afterlife, for example, which is the bar where all this crazy stuff happens throughout the story, the added ray tracing effects do kind of bring a lot more mood and atmosphere to that place, which I really enjoy because I liked walking in there anyway. Just gonna, being in the neon soaked bar and, all these weird people are kind of, strolling around. It's that much better now, just kind of going in there and seeing more reflections on surfaces and those little things that might go over the heads of casuals. I think for someone who is a PS5 Pro owner who wants to see those kinds of bonuses, you're going to be happy with what you find. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I think from a performance standpoint, it's good. The visuals are a massive update for the better. No PSSR fuckery. So good. Nothing to complain about there. So it's just one of those good, clean updates that are like, oh, okay, maybe we really have turned the corner with the PSSR stuff.
Okay. I wrote a note here. Let me find it. A question. Here it is. Does the update make the V voice actor good?
See, first of all, you didn't write shit. You didn't write a damn thing. He's trying to squint, pretend like he's reading a note. I am playing, ironically, as a female V right now.
That's the best way to do it.
I'm having no problems with old girl. I'm not having any problems.
No, she's
with her.
good. I meant the male V voice actor.
Oh. Okay, so I like the male voice actor. All right, you still, I have no problem with the male or female voice actors. So, you just have a problem with people who have accents. That's the problem. You're just not. That's the thing. See, you want this whitewashed Californian.
I mean, what's the remedy? The remedy joke. Hi, I'm American. I love the cheeseburgers of America.
Remedy games are the worst, man. I was replaying Alan Wake 2 a few weeks ago. And the character who plays Saga Anderson, she's slipping and falling out of her damn American accent. I'm going to park the car. I'm like, you're going to what now? Oh, my God.
Garage. Oh.
Let's do another take, please. They just did one take and said, fuck it, good enough. Man, that's a problem. This is totally okay. So don't disrespect male V or female V, man. Watch out. Now. We are going to do a little disrespect towards good old Starfield, though. Comes out on PS5, and it's crashing on everybody left and right. And we're kind of getting to that point where it's almost, ironically, I just talked about Cyberpunk. This is feeling a little Cyberpunkish when it first came out, where it's like it's crashing every 5 minutes on people. And a lot more people are starting to get refunds en masse, and it is turning into one of those situations where it's like, what the hell happened here? Like, what's going on? Are we back to Bethesda again? Are we back to let's just phone it in because it's a PS5 port? Like, what? I don't know what happened here, but I obviously I didn't get the game because I've heard about all these problems on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with my Xbox version. But it's just frustrating because, Pablo, it's an unforced error. You didn't have any sort of time crunch to put this out. You can put it out any time you wanted to. So the fact that you finally take Starfield, which is a game that, whether you agree or disagree, has already kind of been the butt of jokes and has taken a lot of heat for being what it is or what it isn't, depending on the conversation. You want this franchise to have a second shot, and you put it out in this kind of state. And now you kind of have Starfield slander all over again. And it's another cycle of it. So it's just disappointing to see that that's the way that they treated this port. And that is kind of what they consider launch-worthy quality.
Is like you said, this is a second chance for this franchise to get some new eyes on it. Friend of the show, Jan, he plays this game and he loves it. Mm-hmm. So there's issues, yes, but this is going to stop people from actually, playing the game who wanted to play it because of everything that's happening right now, Yeah. This is embarrassing, honestly. I don't know what they were thinking. I honestly don't know why this is happening due to the fact that it's been on Xbox for so long. I don't know how things work when it comes to a port, but I mean, it can't be that difficult to where you're in a position right now to where you're defending your game, or you have to go in there and make some hot fixes to make this game work on a PS5. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, and it's like what I said earlier, there's just no rush. There was no rush to hurry this game out the door and put it in this condition and just hope that people can tolerate crashes. I think you just have to be more thorough than that. And Bethesda needs to be held accountable, in my opinion. You are responsible for, two really important franchises in the world of gaming, Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. If you're going to do a Fallout 5 and an Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, you have to make sure that you have the chops to get past these kinds of issues. Your game should be functional on a console. Like the days of like, oh, this is just part of the charm. This is how they are. They've never been perfect at this kind of thing. Like that excuse is over with, man. People are not having that, especially when prices of games are going up and, the barrier to entry just to get a damn console is high. So when you're putting out games that you are wanting to sell like crazy and you're trying to give Starfield a new lease on life after a very turbulent launch on Xbox and PC with the feedback being what it was. And again, I'm coming from a standpoint of I like Starfield a lot. So I have nothing against this game succeeding anywhere. It's just, if you're going to do it right, man. This is a huge fumble. So they need to get a patch out ASAP.
To have.
Yeah. They got to get a patch out ASAP, and this can't happen again. It's this kind of thing is what gets your game delisted, and then you have a whole news cycle that's just going to lean into this more and more. Well, let's jump into the main event of the show, the main topic this week, which is our state of play wish list. Because look, we're hearing that a new state of play is looming at some point, either this month or I think sometime between now and June-ish. So we don't exactly know when that's going to happen, but it already kind of got our engines running a little bit with like what could we expect? What do we want to see happen at this showcase? We both have a list of things that we'll kind of talk about, but we'll kind of break it up into two different chunks. We'll do some like release date related things that we want to see some updates to, and then we'll get into some more of the like some reveals, some extended gameplay, that kind of thing. So why don't we kick things off with you, man? Let's talk some release dates. What's one of the games that you need a release date to? What are you hoping for here?
Yeah, I'm hoping to see Control Resonant get a release date. They've already kind of teased that the release date information is coming soon, so that's exciting. What a better place to do it in a state of play. That's what I want to see for sure. That's one of them. How about you? Is that something you need to see?
Oh, definitely. And I want to see more gameplay of it too, and a little bit more story stuff as well. I guess I want to see a lot. But I want to kind of get a better feel for a bit of the narrative hook, because moving away from Jesse Faden as the protagonist has been met with some, like criticism of like, hey, we really like that arc. Why are we going this direction? So I think I need a little bit more of the why behind it. So something around that would be cool. Maybe Sam Lake can talk a little bit more about it, or just kind of give us a bit of an overview of what's actually going on. Because I also think that, newcomers need a little bit of a kind of orientation, so to speak, to this game. Because if you haven't played the first game, this is just some upside down city looking shit. So they got to fill in some blanks, I think. But the release date, I think, is crucial at this point. We got to know that. Yeah.
One thing about Remedy is they'll do whatever they feel is creatively fulfilling to them, and not really follow any sort of preconceived notion of what a sequel should be. So I like that about them, but they do have some work to do in terms of setting this up. Because I as a Control fan, as a Remedy fan, period, I look at Resident and I'm like, there's some things that they need to talk about, because I'm still a little bit confused as to what exactly is happening here. So definitely that a release date. Another release date that I want to see. This one is crucial for me. It's Onimusha, Way of the Sword. They have teased more information coming soon as well. Capcom is on a generational run right now with some games that they have coming out. I hope the silence that they're giving Onimusha has to do with the fact that they're giving Resident Evil 9 and Pragmata some room to breathe, and maybe now it's the time that they start bombarding us with some info, and it's not for a lack of confidence in the title, which is something that I was kind of worried about as well. So it seems like the game they're talking the least about. But that's one I need to see.
It wouldn't surprise me if that gets delayed. Maybe just towards the end of the year, maybe early next year, and that usual like early February slot they love so much, like they did this year with Requiem. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with the game development wise, but I just think that the more they've shown of that game, I feel like it still looks kind of unfinished a lot, like with the visuals and the lighting and stuff like that, and the gameplay looks cool, but I don't know. I'd love to see it come out this year like as it's intended to, but I could also see Capcom going, we're sitting pretty right now. Resident Evil Requiem selling like crazy. Critical Darling. Pragmata is a Critical Darling. We think that's going to sell decent. I don't think they need to rush anything out this year and have this trifecta, but that'd be a hell of a run if they can get 3 amazing games out in one calendar year. I think that would give them the crown as like the best third party in the business, more or less. But
but that's the thing, right? What's concerning to me is the fact that they've been so confident showing Resident Evil. I mean, they showed that game for months. They've been showing Pragmata for months as well, and nothing for Onimusha besides the initial release and an additional trailer that they released. So you should be a little bit concerned until they tell you otherwise, right? I have one more game that it's not on the list here, but I just kind of thought about it. The Blood of Dawnwalker is another game that's been kind of out there talking about releasing some information, some tidbits here and there. I would like to see a release date on that. But I also want to see more of that, because that's a game that I'm really curious. I'm optimistic, but I definitely have my questions and concerns. I would like to see more of that game for sure.
Yeah, I've got very low expectations on that one. I just didn't like what I saw with a lot of the developer walkthroughs and stuff. But if they can turn it around and get it out this year in good shape, and it's not just that typical UE5 kind of AA thing that just doesn't really teeter into greatness in any kind of one way, then that's a different conversation to have. But I don't know. I'm definitely interested in seeing more of it too. And a release date this year would be great, but I just don't know if it's worth getting lost in the shuffle later this year with everything else that's coming out. I mean, it's going to be a wild ride in that second half of the year, and a lot of people are going to be trying to get very far in front of GTA 6 and very far after GTA 6.
We've already heard. Yeah, we all heard about Fable potentially already falling into that.
I mean, their official Twitter did reconfirm autumn as of this recording, so which doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but they still are kind of peddling that as the release window. So I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if that got delayed either. I mean, who would want to throw their game out and send it to die against GTA 6? Yeah. So makes no sense. All right. Yeah. I mean, those are all fair release date requests, I would say. Let's shift gears though. Let's get a little wilder up in here, because we do want to see some more announcements and reveals and, more gameplay and information about certain titles. So, let me kind of throw one out there. This first one I think is contingent on when the state of play happens, because if it happens after this game comes out, then it's a moot point. But I would love to see one more trailer of Saros before it comes out, and that they maybe announce a timed demo of some sort. Yeah. Maybe they gave you an hour in the first biome to just kind of get your bearings, see if it's good for you, if it's the kind of game you'd want. Because I just think that we had a topic about this a few weeks back, that I think the hype for this game has been not so strong. I mean, it's definitely there. I think the people who love Returnal are definitely dying to get their hands on it. But I think if Housemarque is going for a more, let's just say, casual, friendly experience with a little bit less of that difficulty curve, more upgrades, a little bit more friendly in that way, then if I were them, I would want to give people a sample and say, hey, this is coming out soon. You can do this. Get your bearings, see if you like it, and then get into the main thing. I think that'd be a great thing to just kind of introduce that game to more people who are maybe not even thinking about it at this point.
I agree. I think Sony should be doing a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to their first-party games, due to the fact that there's been so few of them lately, that they should really focus up and really make sure that when this game is out, that people know exactly what they're getting into. And if they're really confident in the game, as they claim to be, then a demo should definitely be like, hey, you're going to like this. Even if you weren't a fan of Returnal, or if you had any concerns about that, we made a game that is for you. At the very least, it's a little more accessible. I definitely think they should be doing that for sure.
Exactly, yeah. And they might do this in the form of like a PS Plus premium trial or something like that too. You never know.
Yeah, the trial. Yeah.
But some kind of tester is, I think, really helpful for this game to have the best chance of selling well, because I think as is, it's not casting as wide of a net as I think it needs to really do some work on the sales charts. So hopefully this can help that. But that was my first little thought. I'll do one more, and then I'll turn it back over to you. I want to talk Wolverine real quick. I mentioned this in a previous episode too. I was like, you know what? I just want to see like 5, 6, or 7 minutes of just gameplay. I just want to see the loop. What are we doing in this game besides just seeing that really cool cinematic trailer that we saw when it was first, re-revealed? I want to get a feel for what this game's all about. And maybe that means they're going to do like a future Wolverine specific state of play down the road. I can see that possibly happening. Yeah. But there's just things I want to know. And I want to know sooner than later. Like, I want to know what this game's all about.
If Insomniac follows kind of the marketing that they've done with the Spider-Man games, they usually release a big chunk, usually, a set action piece. They did it with Spider-Man, the first and the second one. So I think we're definitely going to get that. I just hope that it's enough to where I see it and I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better about this game, because I do have my concerns about the moment-to-moment gameplay and the traversal and all that stuff. So I think it's just like Saros, like I said, focus up on your first party, really give it the love it deserves. Make sure that when the game comes out, everybody knows exactly what they're getting into, and I feel like they need to do that with Wolverine as well. Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Now, do you have any first-party related games that you'd like to see at this state of play?
Yeah, so I have one that seems like pie in the sky, but it's more like, I feel like it's because they need to get ahead of it, and that's Cory Barlog's God of War spinoff, the Freya game that's been rumored. I think with the leaks, and some concerns that people may have about Freya being the main protagonist and not the God of War game that they wanted. I think that if Cory Barlog, his first God of War game, which is better than the Ragnarok, if he believed that he needed to spend time away from games and then come back and do more God of War, then I have to believe that there's a story that he needs to tell, that he wants to tell. That's something as special to him as a 2018 God of War. So I think letting him cook here and kind of present the game, I think that'd be great, because not only does Sony have 2 first-party games coming out this year, plus Intergalactic in the future, they need something in between the games that are coming out now and Intergalactic, and this is the game. Get out ahead of it early, show it out now, and then down the line, once Wolverine is out, you can talk a little bit more about it. But I think it needs to show some face here and really get people excited again. Get out ahead of it, talk about it, and change the narrative online. What do you think? You think that's too highfalutin?
No, I don't. I mean, I think it's inevitable they're going to show it. I think for me, I'm just very confused about the God of War IP right now, because it seems like it's in 4 different directions. It's the main games, it is the remake trilogy they're doing, it is this Freya spinoff, and then we got the TV series, which is going to do its own thing. And it's like, oh, we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot right now, man. There's a lot going on. So I think that this could be cool. And if you didn't, I guess if you didn't connect with God of War for other reasons, and this game is doing something different enough, maybe you could like God of War because of this new project more so than what you are seeing happening elsewhere. It's like, for instance, what I mean by that is, if you are someone who's like, you know what, the Kratos Atreus thing, I ain't liking it. I don't want to play games that deal with this father-son thing anymore. It is worn out. I'm tired of it. Atreus is annoying. He sucks. If you're that person, you can play maybe this Freya spinoff and not have to deal with that at all. And you still get to enjoy the God of War universe as you like it. And you don't have to deal with that particular flavor of it anymore. So that could be cool. And so that's kind of what I see as maybe a net positive. But I would be really skeptical about what they're going to do gameplay-wise. If it's just going to be a character swap and it's still just over-the-shoulder third person, then that's going to be like, all right, man, I don't know what we did here. Yeah. I don't know why. You know?
The rumor is that this game will play more like Bayonetta, and I think if that's true, I think that's a great move, because it's God of War within the universe, but it's different in just about every way, right?
True.
Narratively different, gameplay different, and it brings a new flavor of gameplay to the franchise. To your point, once again, if that third person over the shoulder, kind of stiff gameplay combat wasn't your bag, adding something a little more fluid, something a little bit more dynamic, something that looks cool, especially with Freya and her powers, I think that would be really dope. And I think that would be a net positive, a boon to the franchise, to where it's expanding it. It's still God of War, but it's different enough to where you can be like, okay, I see why they're doing this, right? As opposed to remaking God of War, all 3 games.
Or the Sons of Sparta spin-off game they did.
Sons of Sparta, which, you know. So God of War is fine. It doesn't need any more games. But if you're going to do it, and you're going to do it different enough to where it's God of War in name and in universe, but it's something completely different narratively and gameplay, that's good. They should definitely do that. I'd be excited for that.
Agreed. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But let's step away from first party wish lists. Let's get into more of the third party stuff. I kind of want to just tackle the big one. I want to talk about GTA 6 a little bit. I had kind of talked myself out of mentioning it here initially, and the reason why was because I'm like, GTA doesn't need a state of play to promote itself. It doesn't need anything to promote itself. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? We have heard a lot of internal rumblings that Sony is revolving its year around GTA 6 as if it is a first-party title of its own. So I thought about it more, and I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I would probably wager that Sony is talking to Take-Two and Rockstar and saying, okay, this is our partnership. It needs to kind of show itself sooner than later. So if GTA 6 is going to get another trailer, it's probably time to do it under one of our flagship showcases at this point. So that's kind of why I think it's viable. But again, I'm not saying it's a must-have for Rockstar's sake whatsoever. It's definitely more to scratch PlayStation's back than anybody else's. So I think it's definitely possible. And I think it's time. I think it's time we see a little bit more GTA 6 again.
If the marketing is PS5 Pro is the best way to play Grand Theft Auto 6, then you're going to want to see that at one of your shows, right? You're going to want people to associate Grand Theft Auto with PlayStation, even though it's coming out on everything else, right? Or on Xbox at least. Mm-hmm. And so I think that if you're going to secure a marketing deal, Sony would be insane not to make within that contract at least a trailer to something to come up either in a showcase or a state of play.
That's right.
So I think that that's likely. I don't think that that's insane to think that, because people will say, well, Grand Theft Auto doesn't need PlayStation. You're right, it doesn't. But if Sony went out of their way to ensure that they have a marketing deal, even for a game that is third party and coming out on all consoles, at that point you would think there's got to be something in it for Sony, right? And this would be that thing. So I love that pick. I think that's great. And that would be insane, dude. That would be absolutely insane if they did that.
Yeah, you get people talking. You get people talking, no doubt.
Yeah. Especially if they run down the PS5 Pro stuff, like, hey, this runs at 60 frames and shit like that.
Oh, dude, yeah. I forgot about that.
That would be insane.
That's true.
And not only that, you would also, and not that making any excuses, but then you would kind of be like, see, the $750, $900 increases are worth it, because now this is the premium way, carry that way too. So we'll see.
Yeah. Are you going to get one? Are you going to get a PS5 Pro? The streets want to know. They wrote me a letter.
If the Ocarina of Time remake is not real and it's not coming out this year, or I see it and it looks fine, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be 60 frames, all that shit. I would probably prioritize the Pro at that point. So that's kind of where I'm at. But if the Ocarina of Time remake is like fantastic and everything I ever wanted, then that I'm probably gonna end up getting a Switch 2 and then
Nintendo,
the Pro
man.
somewhere down the line.
You don't need no Nintendo.
Yeah.
Put yourself in debt. Put yourself in debt, man. Get yourself a PS5 Pro. Yeah, come on, man. Sell your body to the night. Sell your body to the night. Get some extra money.
Again?
Hey, what did you do the first time? What was that for?
Well, I mean, how to get these consoles.
No wonder why it took so long to pay me back. It's a slow Saturday night out here in the corner. Nah. All right, man. I got another one. Hilarious. I got another one that's kind of, I think this is probably the most far-fetched one I got on my list, though, because I just, it's on my wish list, and it's here almost to be a little condescending about it, because I'm not a real big fan of the guy. So I'm talking about Judas. So Ken Levine.
Ooh.
Ken Levine is taking his sweet ass time making this game. He is inching along, and there's part of my brain that's like, you know what, I'm not really super interested in the game at this point now, because that hype train kind of passed me by, but I just want to know that it still exists and it's still an interesting experience. So I think maybe showing it again in a state of play, and hopefully it comes out sometime before my daughter graduates and I end up in a 55 and up community. It would be great to know.
I mean, there was like a report earlier in the year that they were finalizing content at the beginning of the year, and that they included a new villain system. It could come out this year or maybe next, because if I have to hear narrative Legos one more time come out this man's mouth, I'm going to lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't care about your negative Legos.
All right, man. Well, I'll kick it over to you. You got some things on your list. So what are you hoping to see? What's on your wish list on the third-party side of the world, man?
Yeah, man, I am really interested to see how Konami has made Metal Gear Solid 4 work on the PS5. Like, what changes have they made? How is the game going to look? How much of a visual refresh is there? Is it just a one-for-one PS3 just put onto the PS5? Mm-hmm. I want to see more, because I think that this game has been hidden away in the PS3 for so long, and people have been clamoring for it. I've played this game twice maybe my whole life, and I've not enjoyed it except moments that they've had, and maybe I'm feeling like maybe I was wrong, right? I want to try it. I want to really give it a go, but I want to see exactly what I'm getting myself into here. And I feel like even though it's part of a collection, they do need to focus up on MGS4, Guns of the Patriots, and give us a little more information on what exactly is going on there. What was that development process like?
Yeah, it couldn't have been easy for starters, just getting it out of the PS3 purgatory in here. It must have been tough, but I'm not expecting much, to be honest with you. I think it might have a more modernized control scheme. I think that's probably about it. I don't know. I mean, I looked at the trailer a couple times to see if I can catch any new details, and it looks like it's really just kind of an upscaled MGS4, which is, something's better than nothing at this point. I'll take having it over not having any access to it at all. I don't expect it to be a great performing game either, like from a frame rate standpoint. Even the trailer had a lot of drops. I think it's probably going to be one of those games that's like weirdly demanding. But, I think for me, It is kind of the black sheep of the series for me too, and I am curious to play it at the age I'm at now because maybe I'll have more of an appreciation for some of the themes that it covers, particularly around getting old and you're not what you used to be anymore.
Yep.
I mean, we're getting old, and we're not what we used to be anymore. Well, mainly just you, but I'm still
you older than me.
I'm still everything. But it could be cool to kind of see if those story beats and those notes hit me differently now at this age than they did when I was, whatever that year was. I'm probably in my late 20s or something like that.
I know people who swear by this game who say this is like the best of the series. Those people are high on crack cocaine. But yeah, I think that I definitely want to see what this game looks like now, especially since MGS5 has taken over as the worst game in the series, I think, in terms of like, not gameplay. It's probably the best in the series, but the story-wise, yeah. So I'm interested to see what this ends up being.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, this was their first exposure to MGS as a series, so it holds a special place in a lot of people's heart. I think we know some people offline who this was their first go at it, and so it has a special meaning to them. But I would agree. I mean, if this is your number one, I think you're probably on that hair, Ron. But let's move on, man. I'll give my last pick on my wish list here, and this one's probably my safest one, but I think I'd be really excited to see it because I've got Resident Evil Requiem DLC being announced at the State of Play. Why not keep the momentum going?
Let's go.
Keep it going. They already announced it. It's happening. And as we know, most of the time when they're developing a game, they've already got the DLC like 80% of the way done anyway. So I'm not expecting a long wait time to get this out. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe sometime this October around Halloween time, we get the DLC that puts Resident Evil back in that horror zeitgeist again. And we're back to talking about why it's a Game of the Year contender for another reason. But I'm very excited to see more of this game and what else they're going to do narratively, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of news out there right now about it. Potentially September 2026. Story focus on Leon S. Kennedy and a mysterious marriage he had they mentioned at the end of the game there. I cannot wait for DLC. Requiem is my game of the year so far. It's going to be hard to kind of dethrone it. So I can't wait to get more of that, if true, which it looks like it is,
Yeah. And with that, we have nothing else to talk about.
No, we got one more. We got one more thing here to
no,
talk
we don't,
about.
Guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Don't do that. All right. So, one more game here. Man, what's this game called? Oh, yeah. Deca fucking Police. That's the official new title here. You heard it here first, folks. Look, Level 5 has released some info on Deca Police. It's dropped all previous gen versions of the game, so no PS4, no Xbox One, no Switch version. It's all next gen. So that's more information than I've gotten about the game in the past 2 years. So that's exciting.
Yeah,
but no,
pretty soon they'll cancel the next gen versions too, and there will be nothing. There'll be no Deca Police.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They've been out here. Level 5's been out here talking. Professor Layton games used to be Nintendo exclusives. Now they're going to be on multi-plat. But I saw the Deca Police info, and it looks like this was the year back in 2024 when they delayed it, that it was going to be out in 2026 to coincide with a anime that they were developing as well. So it looks like it's ready to come out this year. I hope that it does. And I feel like with the information coming out online so close to the rumored State of Play, I feel it's a pretty good chance that we see it here. Incredibly excited for this. Please don't let me down. I can't take it. Please don't do this to me.
Why? Okay, so on behalf of every
and that's
mammal,
it, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
On behalf of every land and sea creature on planet Terra, why are you so fixated on Deca Police, man? Most people are like, who is decking the police?
As a lot of you know, Deca Police, Deca means the amount of time that we've been waiting for the game to release. So a whole decade, which I'm good with. It's a mini game within the game. Genius. I saw the trailer. I read everything about it. A crime-based RPG with that art style, the Somnium Files type stuff. Love those games. And I want more of that. And Level 5 makes great RPGs to begin with. So I'm really excited to kind of get in another Level 5 RPG within a genre that I quite enjoy. So this is kind of checking a lot of boxes for me. When games start checking off boxes for me, I can't stop being excited for them. Okay?
That's not what this is. You've been excited for a lot of things and way more rational about life than what you're doing right now with Deca Police. I don't understand. I don't understand.
When Deca Police comes out, here's what's going to happen, folks. Deca Police is going to come out. It's going to be incredible. And Marco's not going to play it out of spite. He's just not going to play it just to make me mad.
Because I love myself.
When we talk about our top top 10 games of the year, he's gonna have a huge hole in his top 10 because he's not gonna play it. Then he's gonna play it next year, and he's gonna pretend that he never hated it, and that's one of the best games he's ever played. That's just kind of the way this works, everybody.
All right. Well, first of all, don't talk about my holes, okay? That's what you don't need to do that at all. That was unnecessary. I crossed my legs 2 times around. I done broke my damn ankle crossing my legs so much when you said that.
Floppy legs right now.
All right. You know what? And that's number 1. Number 2 is Deca Police looks okay. I'll give it that. It looks cool. The art style is cool. I could definitely see why the Pablos of the world would be interested. But come on, man. Come on. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I have nothing against the game. When you do this is how Starlink Battle for Atlas happens.
But you have to. The way I look at it is, I look at the company itself and what they've done in the past. This is the people who make Dark Cloud. This is the game that people really enjoyed, and somebody's honking at you saying, "What's up, brother?" It's probably the Police coming after your ass.
Short bus to go to BetterHelp's official fucking HQ.
Let me have my things, man. Deca Police coming 2026. Cannot wait. Grand Theft Auto is gonna pale in comparison to this game.
I'll tell you exactly what's gonna happen, y'all. This man's gonna get Deca Police no matter what. I'm gonna go check his damn PlayStation profile, and I'm gonna see less than 1 hour played.
No way.
Nah,
it's gonna be at least 2.5, man. I'm in there, bro.
Nah.
I'm in there like swimwear.
Ugh. All right. You know what? That's enough loin talk for 1 week. All right. Okay. It's getting uncomfortable. That's our cue to wrap up this week's episode of the PS Files. Before you go, send help for me and follow our show on your way out the door. We drop new episodes every Tuesday, but until next time, as always, stay safe, save often, protect your holes, and play on. We'll see you next week.
Deca Police for life.